Alright, back again with Taylor. We're going to talk about our paranormal experiences.
I'm gonna sit on my side.
So,
Yeah.
should I start or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you believe in ghosts.
I do. We have a lot of things, actually. This one time I was waking up, and I looked over by my dresser, and this is before, it was before I had my birds over there, so there's no way that something could be over there right now. But I looked up, and there was an old guy, like a really short old guy with a weird, bory, long nose, holding a lantern. And for some reason, that scared the crap out of me. Like, I started crying. This was the day before I went to the Anime Iowa 2000.
Did he move closer to you, or did he just stand there?
He was just right there. It was just a glimpse, but you could
Tell me what it was.
features.
What was he wearing?
I don't know. It was just really old-looking clothes.
When you say that, I picture a man in like a monk's uniform or something holding a lantern.
No, this was just like it was weird.
He probably wasn't a monk.
It wasn't a human-like thing either.
Scary. If he was human, what was he? Okay.
And then probably the one that earliest one I can remember. There's probably more before that, but I can't remember. But I had a basket above my bed where I put my flashlight, and I looked up, and it was lifting up. And I don't know how I got out of my room, but I think I flew. Not really, but yeah, I ran out of my room fast. This is something that both of us experienced. We were at like a party.
It was like a going away party, wasn't
Yeah.
it, for two of our friends?
And then we went to a elementary school park, which was my elementary school. And this was like at night, and we looked
So
over.
of course you're not supposed to go out wandering at night, but we're like, hell, there's like 7 of us. We're not going to get raped.
But we look over.
Rape is not funny.
Okay, hush. We look over, then at least what I saw 2.
I saw one, but it's like this big pine tree,
Mm-hmm.
and like we saw like this girl, and she was like, it was like all black, so it just looked like a shadow, but like from far away. But she was like crawling
Yeah, I
out.
saw there was these 2 people, like they were like crawling, and they had really see-through
long
hair, yeah.
And it was like, it looked to me like the hair was blowing, but there was like no wind. Like I like saw her like crawl out on her hands and knees, and like she went to grab something, and like everybody else saw it too.
Yeah, there was like 4 other people with us, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, there's like 7 of us, or maybe 7 of us at the party, but only like 4 of us went to the park.
So we went over there because we were missing 2 people.
And so we thought, maybe it's one of them, they're playing the trick or whatever. And so this, like, one girl, she was like, okay, whoever the fuck's in the tree, get out. I'm sorry if I'm not allowed to curse.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if YouTube allows that. But anyway, we were like mad because like, if it's somebody playing a joke on us, it's not funny because we're all about to pee our pants. And no one came out. So we like had to like just like walk past the tree to get back on the sidewalk, and we're like, oh god.
Yeah.
And I remember I held your hand.
And Cheyenne was having a panic attack.
Yeah.
But when we got back to the place, the 2 girls that were missing, they were eating.
It was like they had gotten there before, or like they hadn't even left.
Yeah, they never left.
Is what it's in. So we were like, whoa.
Yeah. So that tree's kind of creepy anyway.
Don't stand next to pine trees, because the women who live under them will grab you and suck you in.
But it was weird, because then afterwards my dad told me some weird... that's different. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Okay.
You
brought it up.
It'd be too long for the video.
Okay, fine.
There was another time where I was waking up, and this is not the screaming one, but there was a big dark shadow in front of me, and I was being strangled. And yeah, like something was sitting on top of me and strangling me. That was scary. And then another time, I was like in my dream. All of a sudden, there's like really weird. It was like a gray face and stuff, like kind of like when you're looking into a weird movie thing. Kind of like this looks staticky. It was all gray. It had no color, and it just screamed in my face. And I wake up, and it's still screaming, and I'm shaking and crying. It was so scary.
Like while you're awake.
Yeah, it was right there, and I couldn't. No matter where I look, it was right there in my face. But yeah, so you want to talk about anything of yours?
Yeah, I've only got like a few.
She's got a lot though.
Okay, well when I was little, I was taking a nap at my grandma's house, and it was like late afternoon because of course you're supposed to take a nap. And I saw this silhouette, kind of shadow of a man walking past the window, like outside, and like I like, I was like, oh God, maybe it's Grandpa. Maybe Grandpa's just out there. Grandpa wasn't out there, and so that was just kind of creepy. So, you know, I mean, that I was little, so maybe it was really nothing. Maybe it was a neighbor. But then the same time, at Grandma's house, in that same room, this was nighttime, and this was like when I was 15, I saw 3 like floating orbs outside, and I was like, oh, it's aliens or something. But I mean, like, street lamps don't do that, and airplanes aren't that close. So, what was it? And this was, then the next one, I was also at my grandma's. I think my grandma's house is haunted. It was right before I turned 19, so it was like the night, my last night of being 18. And I was in the bed, and I was facing the wall, and I felt the bed dip down, and that always happens when you're about to drift off to sleep or whatever. But the bed dipped down. I'm like, okay, you know, there isn't anything. And then I heard it get down again, like someone was like actually getting in the bed with me. And then I heard a man's voice say, "Turn out the lights. There isn't any," or something. And it freaked me out. I'm like, and then I, like you said, I flew out of the room, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't know where my grandpa was. And I went into my grandma's room, and I'm like, Grandma, 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 Grandma. And then I woke her up, and I scared her because she has night terrors if you wake her up. So then I'm like, Grandma, Grandma, and she was, ah! Ah! Like that, and then I'm crying, and I'm like, I just needed to tell you there was a man in my room. She was like, I'm so sorry, you just should have turned on the light. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm not mad at you. And I was like, I can't go back to sleep. So that was the worst birthday, because it was like at night then. So it's the worst beginning of my birthday. Mm-hmm. And then that morning I found a gray hair. Okay, then this last one, it happened when I was little, and it continued for a few years. I would be awake, and like I would see this woman, and she was floating, kind of like planking, but like, you know, above my bed, and she'd kind of like smile at me, and like she wouldn't look away, so then I couldn't look away, and like then all the sound would like fade. There would be like nothing. Everything would be quiet, and then all of a sudden it'd be like boom, and like everything came crashing. It sounded like there were dishes falling. There was like walls being broken down. I mean, it was loud, and it was so loud I started to cry, and I'd cry, and I'd cry, and I'd cry. Couldn't get back to sleep. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And then I guess when I was little, I used to talk to people in my room. My mom would be like, Taylor, who you talking to? And I wouldn't say anything.
You know, I just remember that one time we were on like the Ouija board, and we had the TV all staticky.
Oh, that was bad. It was right before we got a converter box, so we took out all our all the stuff. And so we're like, okay, if there's someone there, do something with the TV.
The TV went on.
And like we heard like a voice through the static, and we saw like an image. We're like, oh God, turn it off, turn it off.
The name started with a T. I remember that. And it like the TV shouldn't have been working.
No, because we took out the converter box and we didn't have any channels except static. And I remember your face. And
my eyes are watering.
You were like, oh. That's Leah's scared. It's like, oh.
God,
that's what you want.
Ouija board things. Oh my God,
scary.
That's like another video right there,
yeah,
right? Oh
we should just videotape us doing the Ouija board. Oh look, paranormal activity.
And there's this one time, the first time I ever used a Ouija board, there was a thing called Henry on it. The first time I played with it, and like the Ouija board, like if no one could touch it, it would actually move across the garage floor, like it would move around. But also like he was really mean. Okay, he would curse at everybody, and like he liked to like stab people with the pointer. Like all of a sudden he would turn around and like stab people. But okay, so it was really quiet, and I said, so who's here? And all of a sudden it was like no movement, and all of a sudden it turns around and stabs me in the knee, and we jumped off.
Were you
and
by
still,
yourself?
No, I was with some like Emily Coleman and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I was with a bunch of people, and that was creepy.
You weren't with me.
Yeah. So dare you? Yes. So we're gonna say goodbye.
Bye.
And tell us about your paranormal experiences too.
Yeah, we'd love to hear them.
Yes.
And if you have any really cool, awesome skeleton buddies you want to be in your movie, do that. I mean, this is Ted. This is Francis, Potty Ghost. I got him like 2 Halloweens ago, and I stuck him in my shower, and that's where he's lived.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh,